Today, I'm gonna give you 6 unique variations that you can use the safety squat bar for. Let's get into it. Hey there, Brandon Smiley here from Thirst Gym, and today we're going to talk about the safety squat bar, but more importantly, 6 unique exercises that you're not using this bar for that you likely should be. Before we get started, I want to talk about the safety squat bar and its design very quickly so you know what this is and you know how to use it whenever you see it in the gym. It's primarily designed for squats, so we can perform our normal back squats with this particular exercise and bar, but the padded bar is going to make it more comfortable. I have handles here that I can hold onto, so I don't have to put my hands back behind my head. It's gonna keep my shoulders feeling better, but also this is gonna place it higher up on our shoulders, naturally trying to pitch us forward with the camber that this bar happens to have, making the squat pattern more challenging and building our upper back strength for our squat. But we can use this bar for more than just squats, and today that's what I'm gonna help you do, is optimize your training by using this safety squat bar more frequently in your training. All right, the first thing I love this bar for is doing single leg variations, in particular split squats and lunging variations. So the reason I like this bar for this is twofold. Number one, we're able to use more weight. Because the barbell is gonna be on our back, it's gonna be able to increase the loading potential. So we're not gonna have to hold the weight in front of us or of our sides like we normally would with normal lunges and split squats. So increased load, which means we're gonna need to use more weight, which means that we're gonna be able to get stronger, more explosive, faster, build more muscle, all those great things. The other benefit, number two, is that because we have the safety squat bar pad design, we take a lot of the thinking out of it. So I work with a lot of athletes, and anytime we're doing single leg work, I want to try to make things as easy as possible and just push the loads and the performance of the athlete more so than having to worry about overly teach technique on things. So this being here, it's going to be nice and comfortable, and it's also going to eliminate having the shoulders back behind us, again, keeping the shoulders healthier in the long term. So lots of different ways you can do this exercise in terms of the performance of the split squat variations that you're doing, but overall I would definitely recommend that you're doing some kind of single leg work with the safety squat bar. Again, you got a lot of different variations here that you can do. You can do these for strength, so you can do these for 3 to 5 sets of 3 to 5 reps per leg. You can do it for more hypertrophy, so again, you can do 2 to 4 sets of 6 to 12 reps per leg, or you can even just do this for a conditioning thing, put no weight on it and just alternate your lunges back and forth until your legs feel absolutely fried. All right, the next group of exercises that I love here are good mornings. And with the safety squat bar, I really like this exercise because, again, we're not going to put our arms behind our back. We can hold that bar here comfortably. But most importantly, because of the lever arm and the way the bar is designed, it's naturally going to try to push us forward more. And so because it's going to do that, we're going to build our upper back strength much better with the safety squat bar than we will with a regular good morning. It's also more comfortable as well. But the key thing here is we're gonna get a longer lever arm. As I mentioned earlier, that bar sits on top of our back a little bit higher than where we would normally put a barbell. And so we're gonna have a longer lever arm as we go to that good morning. So as I actually try to bend over and push my hips back, that bar is gonna be further away from my hip joint, therefore making it harder for my glutes, my hamstrings, my low back, and then that curvature of that bar is trying to round me forward. So I'm gonna have to actually arch and keep my thoracic spine, upper back as strong as I can as I gotta do that. So that's why this exercise, our group of exercises of good mornings, are great for helping your deadlift because they're gonna attack that posterior chain and use all the same musculature that you would with your deadlift. Some people do like these to help with your squat as well if you're getting pushed forward. Me personally, I would much rather just squat with this bar rather than do the good mornings, but I guess it's kind of a here nor there. Do them if you like, but to me, this is definitely one of the best builders of your deadlift because of the way it's going to attack that posterior chain, the upper back from your head all the way down to your glutes and your hamstrings. All right, the next exercise I love here is a Hatfield squat with the safety squat bar. Now the Hatfield squat is going to be almost a hybrid between doing a hack squat and a regular squat. So we're gonna have something we can hold on to like a bar and a rack here, which I'll demonstrate here in a little bit. But the safety bar is great for this because we don't have to hold on to anything. So we can just sit on our back because of this camber and the pad design that we get here. And then that's gonna let us load the exercise more, but then by holding onto a barbell, we can take some of the stability out of the equation, again, letting us probably do more load, or if we're focusing on hypertrophy-based training, and we wanna keep tension in our quads, in our legs, in our glutes, then we could do that a little bit easier because I'm able to hold on to something. I'm not having to worry about my stability. So generally, if you have more stability, you're gonna be able to load the exercise more and then therefore build more quality muscle. So if you're gonna do Hatfield squats, my recommendation here is to do about 3 to 4 sets of 6 to 10 repetitions, because again, it's more of a hypertrophy based exercise. You can certainly do some general strength work here if you would like as well. There's nothing wrong with that. But generally for me, I like programming this exercise purely to build more size on the leg. The fourth exercise that I love here are doing carries with the safety squat bar. Now, full disclosure here, you are gonna need some space or be able to get outside with this barbell, so don't piss off your local gym owner. If anybody's in your gym, don't need a bunch of space. I'm not gonna tell you to do that. Have good gym etiquette. But if you can do this and do this for carries, it's a great way to develop your conditioning and your upper back strength, your abdominal strength while you're doing the walking. So you're just gonna take this barbell and put a 25, 45 pound plate on each side, put it on your back, and you're just gonna walk it for time or for distance, depending upon what you kind of have available to you and what you can kind of get away with. But generally doing 30 to 60-second carries on this are fantastic. You can pair with other conditioning modalities, or you can just carry this for a certain amount of distance. I do know that some people like to try to accumulate a half a mile worth of distance with a lighter weight, and then you can kind of set it down and rack it as needed to catch your breath. All very challenging stuff, but you'll find that it's gonna build that upper back strength. So if you're really looking to do that and mix up your conditioning, this is a fantastic variation that you can use. Exercise number 5 on my list is gonna be using the safety squat bar here with your 45-degree back extension. Now, we're gonna have a nice big long lever arm just like with our Good Morning, but we're gonna have our legs locked into place. So it's gonna let us be a little more strict on our glutes and our hamstrings doing more of the work, but we're also still gonna get that lower back and mid back work because again, that camber is trying to round us forward. So this is a fantastic accessory exercise to help your deadlift. Now, full disclosure here in terms of some of the drawbacks is that getting into position can sometimes be a pain in the ass because you've got to get the barbell on your back, have enough space. Somebody may have to do that for you. You can't really get a ton of weight on there and get into position. So it can kind of be a pain unless you've got some training partners. The other thing is, if you're not strong enough to do the safety squat bar because the bar does weigh 65 pounds, then you're gonna have to find a workaround of holding a weight on the back of your head or something like that. So again, not a bad thing. You're just not gonna get the same training effect as you would from the barbell. But if you are strong enough to do this exercise, just do it for 2 or 3 sets for as many as you can. Blow your posterior chain up and then watch your deadlift strength soar. All right, the last exercise I love here is an upper body exercise, and that's gonna be doing a JM press. Some people call it a tricep extension, but really it's a JM press with the safety squat bar. Now, this exercise works great because it's gonna help lock in our position of the exercise. So a big issue with the JM press in general is that people will really kind of cheat and really kind of like cheat into the exercise and roll and really not get a good quality target of their tricep. They're gonna try to cheat the exercise and use momentum. So this locks in our technique and it makes it incredibly comfortable. So you know you're doing the exercise right every single time, and building your tricep strength up in particular at that elbow joint is gonna be fantastic for improving your bench press. So this is one of my go-to exercises for people having issues with their tricep strength for the bench press. And I like to use it as an accessory or supplemental exercise after they've done their bench press work. Again, another pitfall of this is just the fact that if you happen to be a weaker bench presser, weaker upper body strength wise, this could be a potential problem because again, the barbell is 65 pounds by itself. It's not including any weight that you put on there. But generally speaking, if you're doing okay on your strength side, you'll be able to knock out reps of this. And when it comes to programming this, I really like this from anywhere from 8 to 12 repetitions per set, from 2 to 4 sets. You can certainly go heavier with this exercise, but for me, it's just not worth the return on investment with how my elbows feel. But again, enjoy the JM press variation of this and use this barbell to help your bench press, because I think you'll be surprised at how good it feels and how well it works. So there you have it. There are my 6 favorite safety squat bar variations that you're likely not doing that you should be. Now, these are relatively lower body intensive, which you're gonna expect with a safety squat bar. Obviously, still squat with the barbell as well. I'm not denying that that's a fantastic use of that barbell, but using it for different exercises can, one, make your training a little bit more enjoyable. It also lets you load and see some different benefits into your training if you happen to be looking for that. I kind of talked about that with each individual exercise, but overall, I love the safety squat bar. I think it's one of the best specialty bars out on the market, especially the one that we have from Elite FTS, and I use this every single day with my personal training clients, my sports performance athletes, and even myself. So if you happen to enjoy today's video, do me a favor, hit that like button, leave me a comment, share it with a friend, subscribe. All that really helps me out. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you at the next video.